In this video I want to show you how to replace the battery on the iPhone 6s when things go wrong. But we're also gonna see how to proceed when things do go wrong and hopefully how to avoid doing it wrong. I want to draw attention to the fact that it is necessary to handle batteries very carefully, especially when the battery is inflated. Incorrect handling is dangerous, and I recommend that you use a protection such as goggles to protect your eyes, as well as hand gloves for your hands. So what do we need? We need an iPhone 6s with a defective battery, a replacement battery for the iPhone 6s, and some tools. First, we need to disassemble the iPhone. On this YouTube channel you can find a video dedicated only to this. I will put a link in the description of this video. But also in this video I will demonstrate this poorly. First, I remove the screws from the bottom of the device. Now, it is necessary to separate the display from the housing. But before that, I would like to point out that this battery has not only lost its capacity, but also has been inflated. As you can see on the left side of the device, the display is partially separated from the back side of the housing. In this case, I have to be very careful, since the battery is already pushing the display from the bottom side, which increases the chances that I will break this display. I carefully mount this suction cup onto the display and slowly pulling on it, while at the same time using this plastic disassembling tool to separate the display from the casing. First the bottom side, next the left side of the device, that's the side where the battery is. After that I'm going to the opposite side. After the display is separated enough from the casing, I remove the suction cup and I continue to remove the display. The next step is to remove the screws from the metal plate holding the battery connector onto the motherboard. And carefully I disconnect the battery connector to stop further powering of the device. Then I position a larger object behind the display to hold the display upright, so I could have two free hands, and at the moment I was too lazy to remove the display. And that was the first mistake that further complicated the process. So, it is now important to peel off the black tape to unhide sticky tape holding the battery to the rear casing. And now comes the mistake number 2. Instead of carefully grabbing the white sticky tape and pulling it out from the left side under the battery, I dragged it too much in my direction and of course it broke. But I did not stop there. I quickly made mistake number 3. I'm talking about sticky tape on the right. Instead of carefully removing it from the battery and pulling it from the right side, I again drag it in my direction. And of course it breaks again. I almost made mistake number 4. I desperately tried to detach the battery with very special tools. Fortunately, I managed to partially remove the upper right side of the battery and grab a piece of the sticky tape with tweezers and tried to remove it properly. And of course, when everything has already gone wrong, this did too. I managed to get half of the sticky tape out before it broke again. With additional efforts and various special tools, I managed to separate the left side of the battery from the housing and remove the left sticky tape. Now, with extra caution, I am trying to remove the remaining sticky tape holding the battery to the housing. Now came the moment when I noticed that by pushing various tools underneath the battery, I broke through the protective film with which the battery was wrapped. Luckily, the battery was almost empty and it had already lost its capacity. Because if the battery was charged and I had broken one of the next protective layers, it would probably catch some fire and smell weirdly. I plug in and connect the new battery. I check if the device is working with the new battery. After I confirm it works, I remove the battery again. I prepare two-sided sticky tape, paste the battery to the rear housing. I connect the battery connector to the motherboard. I put back the metal plate that holds the battery connector, screw back the screws, I mount the display, I fit it right and tight, and I screw in the screws at the bottom of the device. I connect the charger to the phone and check if it is charging with the new battery, and that's it. You watched how to replace the battery on the iPhone 6s when things go wrong. If you enjoyed the video, like it. If you did not, do not. If you have questions, leave it in the comments. Subscribe to the YouTube channel if you have not already. Click on that little bell to get notifications when there is a new video on the channel. The Hapic is also present on other social networks. Links in the description of this video. Thanks for watching. Until the next video.